linebacker Miles Farr, free safety John Gruber, strong safety Peyton Meyer.
And then I think that's the right cornerback.
Right cornerback Tariq Good and left cornerback Dennis Francis.
Alrighty, and I'll have the starting lineup for the Bearcats, who will be receiving the football at kickoff today. The Navigators decided to defer to the second half. So at starting quarterback is senior number 10, Braden Miller. Your left tackle today, senior number 64, Tristan Brugerman. Left guard, a senior number 56, Josh Garltz. Center, junior, Josh Warner, number 59. At right guard, number 71, senior Seth Wiedelwell. And at right tackle, you got a senior, number 75, Carson Huerta. And wide receiver is number 90, Seth Stroh, who's a junior. And then at his other side, or flip-flop, is wide receiver Braden Rich, who is also a junior. Your slot receiver today is number 1, Cale Master, a senior. Running back will either be Jeremiah Hageman, a senior, number 40, or Alex Kemp, a junior, number 34. And at the tight end will be either number 11, Jacob Larson, senior, or 89, Grant Kowalski, who is also a senior. Now let's get you those defensive starters for the Bearcats today. We got at a defensive end, number 89, Jackson Worley, junior. And then we got a nose guard, number 59, Josh Warner, junior. And then on the other end, we got number 89, Grant Kowalski, senior. Weak end will either be Alex Kemp, junior, 34, or number 90, Seth Stroh, junior. Inside linebacker will be number 47, Parker Brush, senior. And just next to him will be number 40, Jeremiah Hageman, senior. Strong safety, number 2, Corbin Foster, senior. Left cornerback will be number 8, Trey Rodriguez, senior. Weak safety, number 7, Braden Rich, junior. And then free safety will be number 10, Braden Miller, senior. And right cornerback will be number 1, Cale Master, senior. Alrighty, as we're getting set here, we got the special teams getting ready to set up for the kickoff today. James, what have you seen today, just by warm-ups and hearing around the school?
I've heard that Bearcats are really excited to get out here and prove themselves after last week was a heartbreaking defeat. They lost, 46-0 against Grand Island. Really, everything just kind of went wrong for the Bearcats. Everything that could have gone wrong did, and really, they're hoping tonight to come back and show what they're made of, show that they can really play some football.
Alrighty, and back deep for the Bearcats are number 9, Jackson Miller, and I think that was Cale Master is on the other side.
Yep, looks like number 1, Cale Masters.
Number 46 is back to kick off for the Navigators. That was 40 with a not very deep, but received about the 8-yard line. Just met right there with number 33. Where did they go?
That was Easton Waller, who is a senior.
Easton Waller with the tackle there. Bearcats coming out for first offensive series here. Ball is on the 25. Be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats.
And this is where we need to start the drive. We need to get it going, keep it going, and don't let it stall, and minimize our turnovers as much as possible.
That is right. Braden Miller back in shotgun formation here. And goes off to the left. Just QB sneak. Number 10, Braden Miller, for about a 4-yard gain there.
I've heard that's one of Braden's strong suits is just taking that ball and just running it himself.
Absolutely.
I have heard that actually the opposite.
Really?
Because last week in our game versus Grand Island, they ran the option just like that with Miko Maisner as the running back. And Miller pitched it too high and too late, and Maisner got hurt because of it.
Yes, that's also another key factor. Miko will not be playing today. So that'll be Master in motion here. Braden, just a quick little pass to
looks like number 11.
Jacob Larson. That will reset 1st and 10 for the Bearcats now at the 30. I'd say 39. So, I mean, pretty quick. 1 and 2, 1st down. So now Braden under snap. There's a fake pitch. That was number 34,
Alex Kemp.
which is a junior, which I think he took Miko's place. Checking in for the Bearcats, number 11, Jacob Larson.
So far, Bearcats starting off strong. Got the first down right away. See if they can keep that up for the whole game.
And even though it is nice to have depth at the running back position with Kemp and with Maisner, it's just not, Kemp just isn't Maisner. There's speed and then there's Miko's speed.
Yes, we were talking about that last year. That was the big key factor. Something going on with the clock, I think, was because I now see that there is a 25-second clock now. And it's an option which Braden will just take it right up, get the first down, and then some. So they'll be at the 40, at the 52 on the other side of the field. So 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line, not the 52. So right on the right side of the hash marks here. So going at the first two plays here, what have you seen that's gone good and what's gone bad quickly?
Honestly, nothing's really been going wrong for the Bearcats. They've got this drive going. They're humming a little bit, and Miller has been doing an awesome job.
Quick snap. I think that one was kind of telepath to the defense saying, hey, I'm just going to throw it here. So the class complete to number 7, Braden Rich, for a 2-yard gain. So 2nd and 8 for the Bearcats today now. Braden getting the play from Coach Cool there. That was Dennis Franson on the tackle for the Navigators. Braden gets set in the backfield now. Fake handoff, another option. I feel like they're just going to run it, but I feel like that's only going to work for so long, as they just proved that they're kind of now going to focus on that.
Yeah, it looks like Navigators are getting used to Braden taking that ball for himself and just running with it.
I mean, I know Coster did that last year, but he had that kind of speed and size that can get him that extra 1 or 2 yards. So it's now 3rd and 7 on the Navigators' 45-yard line. Looking for that first down here for the Bearcats. Braden under center here now. Fake pitch. Just wide over Larson's head there. So it's incomplete. It is now 4th and 7. So Braden will now, the punt team will now come out. So Braden will now sit back a little deeper than he does in quarterback and try to punt the ball just on the inside of the 10-yard line there. Put the Navigators back deep in their territory and trying to maybe get that safety from the defense. Punts away, kind of just like a little squib kick, but went way to the left, to the right there. So as the teams are switching, we'll take a quick break. This has been BSN brought to you by First National Bank. And we're back. That was a quick little break there. So Navigators are now back. That is number 5, who we are questioning maybe or may not start, which is Gavin Lechek, freshman, to note there. So he's only played 1 game on in a varsity position. So we'll see maybe if that freshman errors will come into factor tonight. They do definitely have the 2 running backs back there. just right up the middle run will put them at 3rd and 1. Ball was carried by number 15, Luke Luke, who is also, I've heard, was a kind of their stud running back this year from last year. Nice little option there, which has turned out to be a little pitch out, which will give them the first down, and then 2 yards extra will put them at the 40, their own 49-yard line.
And what we're starting to see here is exactly what I said we didn't want to happen.
Yeah.
Our offense started to stall, and now our defense is stalling, and they're just hammering us right now.
I know the longer you have quick offense, it's going to be, your defense is going to get really tired, but that snap is muffed, so that will be a nice little ways back there for the Navigators. Maybe that's one of those freshman errors that we were talking about just a few minutes ago.
Hopefully Kearney can really capitalize on that and keep pushing them back, get closer to that end zone. And
so it is now 2nd and 23. This is when you got the Navigators just flipping through the playbook. I don't have a 2nd and 23 play, but they did gain quite a bit of that back. Pass was complete to number 15, Luke Reimers. And it was tackle just by a whole bunch of defensive Bearcats there. So it is 3rd and 17 now. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. As they're looking to pass, probably looking to Nate 81, who is deep. That was, I think, Trey Rodriguez was the one back with. Yep, number 8, Trey Rodriguez was right there with him. So it is now 4th and 17.
And that was.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was just a perfect read by our inside linebacker, Parker Brush. He saw the quarterback was going to roll out and wasn't going to throw it, and he just went right in and got him.
Absolutely. And number 8, Trey Rodriguez, is back at the 15, waiting for the punt. The snap is muffed, but it still gets it off. Lots of Bearcat players around there. Some quick moves, but there is a flag on the play probably for. And he's taken out at the. Looks like the Navigators, or actually the Kearney's.
I think they said 50-yard line.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Just a whole bunch of the Bearcats are right on the Bearcat sideline.
And this could be really good for the Bearcats if that penalty flag is not on them.
I feel like it's going to be like a blocking foul. Yep, holding on the Bearcats. It'll be 5 yards from.
Yeah, that's.
They did just pick up the flag and move it back to the 21.
And that's a huge thing we were talking about before is their penalties. Against the
Yes.
Grand Island game, they had a lot of penalties, especially towards the middle portion. So if they can kind of capitalize on not getting those.
Alrighty, so that'll be the Bearcats. It's now at the Bearcats' 11-yard line.
So basically everything that the Bearcats didn't want to do, they've
Just
been
happened.
doing.
Yeah.
Yep. And that nice run from Trey just basically went away. They're now at the 11. So Miller will have to get some good. We've ran that play already, so it's you kind of see what's going to happen. He looks like he's going to fake it, so maybe that's setting up for something later on in the game where he does that and then he's actually going to pitch it instead of handing it off. But right now it's not really helping. We got no yards.
We haven't seen a lot of passing plays, though, from the Bearcats at all.
Do you think Coach Cool could be nervous putting it in the hands of Braden
I don't know.
to get it downfield?
I know from what I've seen of the Grand Island game, I only watched the first half because I wasn't able to go because car problems, but I saw some good chemistry between him and Seth Stroh. So maybe we can see that right here.
Oh! Pass was intended for Master just off the fingertips. If he had that, that was gone. That would have been putting the mashed potatoes in the bowl, as said by Davis Skiles, number 33, who is out with a knee injury today.
Yeah. If Kearney can really take those pass plays and capitalize on them, I feel like we could do a lot here.
We could put up some damage here if we can get like plays like that going deep. Because we were just talking about passing plays. It would have worked out, but Braden just barely overthrew Master on that one. Referee's probably it is timeout called by the Bearcats. So we'll take one right alongside them. This has been BSN, brought to you by First National Bank.
Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry. Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry.
Alrighty, and we're back here. This is BSN brought to you by First National Bank. Number 40, I believe that is Jeremiah Hageman sprinting to get onto the sides there. So Braden gets, it kind of looks like that same play, but they're going to go deep to number 90, Seth Stroh, and he will be gone. That is the 20, the 10, the 15. Touchdown, Bearcats. So
this is what I was talking about earlier. Seth Stroh and Braden Miller, they seem to have good chemistry together. Seth can really go far. He's tall, so he can easily catch those high balls too.
Easy get over those shorter cornerbacks there.
We're already better off start than last week. We already got starting off with the first touchdown of the game and our first touchdown of the season.
First points of the year.
Both teams have not scored a single point, but they both are going to probably look for something this game. Bearcats put early points on the board, which is needed for those in the later quarters when everybody's just tired. So
definitely huge motivation buff to the Bearcats.
And Gabe Hines' extra point is good. Also a good returning kicker here for the Bearcats, who did kick about the same field goal last year to send the Bearcats to the state finals in Lincoln. So let's hopefully maybe get it close to that. I'm not expecting like a whole run to playoffs again, since we did lose a lot of good players, but we can gain them back here in the earlier games of the season and maybe make another run for that. So that was 3rd and 10 from back there. So it was a good third down play, good timeout called by Coach Cool there to bring them in, set up a play, drawn out play for them to be able to go deep there. Because it did look like he was going to Master and all them were going to run out the same pattern, but this time Master cut in and Seth kept going. So
yeah, if they can keep that up, the passing game with Seth and Masters, we could see a very good game by the Bearcats.
Absolutely. Gabe Hines back for the kick. I think number 11, Jace Barlow, is back with number 20, Miles Fair, are also back there deep for the kickoff here. Gabe Hines probably maybe trying to put it through the end zone or let it put him short and let him take it out. But that one went all the way into the end zone. So the Bearcats, the Navigators, will start off at the 20, trying to get their offense started up. But let's have that Bearcat defense shut them down. Keep it a 0-0 or 7-0 score for now until the Bearcats can get that ball back and maybe put up a few more points.
See if the Navigators here have learned from a few mistakes they made last push.
That is correct, James. So maybe there's 81 moving to the right.
Yeah, something
now they put him back. So
yeah, we were talking about when we went off break that 81 really hasn't had much with that ball at all. They've kind of been avoiding using him.
That is correct. So, pass is complete to number 15, Luke Reimers. So, tackle was on the play by just a whole bunch of the Bearcats were there. So, it is now 2nd and 5 for the Navigators here. Setting up maybe for another pass play, maybe a quick run play, just to get those 5 extra yards. But they'll send it right up the middle. Looks like the handoff was to number 30, Matt Coplin, who is a sophomore, so kind of new to the whole varsity experience there. So I think number 88 is just off the end there. Blitz coming in. That was good defense there by number 8, Trey Rodriguez. Was just right there. Now Trey will go back deep for another punt.
Bearcats are really figuring out their defense, too, it looks like.
That is correct. They're figuring out the defense, or that's also good coaching by the defensive coordinator for the Bearcats.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of improvements, especially from last week's game. They've gotten more of themselves together and more of a solid team.
That one's a little bit better punt than last time, but does go out of right about the Bearcats.
Looks like about 23-ish. 37.
37.
I'm not very good at math here, sorry.
So, as the Bearcats offense comes back onto the field, trying to, after that three plays, long touchdown pass by Seth Stroh. So, let's hopefully get a repeat of that. I don't care if it's a long pass throw or a spread out use the rest of that 3 minutes and 42 seconds left of the first quarter.
I'm wondering if the Navigators are going to be a little more cautious to Stroh from now on, especially after that last play.
Just maybe. And also, you also got Master, and then that was 34 was Alex Kemp, who has replaced Miko, who is injured, I think, with a rib. Took a helmet right to the rib, exposed from a late pitch by Braden in the GI game. So it'd be 2nd and 9 for the Bearcats now. But still at the 39, gain of 2 yards on that rush by Alex Kemp there. I think that was number 84 was in motion there, and Braden will go all the way on an option. So only took 2 plays this time. So that was Braden Miller again on the touchdown. So it's now 13-0, and maybe Gabe Hines will hopefully kick another field goal, put it up 14-0. So, Colton, what'd you see on that?
Just Lincoln's defense has not been up to snuff. They cannot compete with this Kearney offense. The Kearney offense has just been quicker, faster, just bigger all around.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Braden Miller seems to be pretty good on his feet.
Yeah.
He's had 2 huge breakaways.
He's had 2 or so good passes, but other than that, they've been a little sloppy, but he is really good on his feet, as you said.
And that field goal was made by Gabe Hines, who's pretty good kicker for the Bearcats.
Yeah, I heard from one of the players, I believe last week, that one of the reasons they didn't do so great against Grand Island is they didn't use Braden Miller's feet.
His feet.
They mainly just pass the ball off to other people on pitches, which we've learned that Braden isn't that great with pitches. He's more best on his feet.
Absolutely. Thank you, James, for that input there. So we can kind of hear the Rowdies a little bit. They're a little far away. They're getting into the game. Maybe the Bearcats can beat even more off the Rowdies. And the band getting into the game really good there. So I think that it is number 10, Darius Francis, and number 20, Miles Fair, are back deep for the Navigators.
Oops. I believe that is actually number 30.
Yes, that is. Their numbers are just kind of scrunching together.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see from all the way back here what numbers are on their jerseys.
That is, Gabe Hines is now back to kick off after that Braden Miller run touchdown. And that one will also go into the end zone and through the end zone. So Navigators will take over at the 20 at 1st and 10. So they have had 2 4-and-outs now back to back. So maybe they'll try using number 80, 81,
Yeah.
Ty Scott more, but
Yeah, I feel like they've kind of been like not using him to just come out, surprise, here he is, and just shove it down the throats.
so that is number 5, Gavin Lechek.
And we got a
Back.
flag on the field.
So false start, 5-yard penalty on the Navigators. So now they'll be at the 15-yard line with 1st and 15. That is also one of the things Bearcats are trying to cut down. Both teams have only had one so far. So
Yeah, Navigator's not in a really good spot right now.
not in a good spot. Looks like number 15, Luke Reimers, was the intended pass. Or actually, Reimer Luke, I get that mixed around quite a bit, was the intended target on that throw. Long, deep pass. He was wide open, though, so.
Yeah, he had room to run. If he caught that ball, it probably would have been a touchdown, Navigators.
Yeah, that's not so much his fault as it was the quarterback's fault. Just completely overthrew him.
Just
And
overthrew him there.
He is a freshman, so nerves might be a factor. You
Yeah, I
know.
believe, is this his first varsity game?
Second varsity
Second?
game. He did start against Lincoln Southwest last week, but and also there was another flag on the play. So it was a dead play. It is now 1st and 20 from the 5-yard line. A little pitch out to Reimer Luke, which will almost get him back to the starting almost back to the 20 starting there. So actually that was number 41. Sheldon Isom, who is also a slot receiver. So they're now at the 15-yard line in 2nd down. 15 yards to go. Snap is a bit muffed, but run it right up the middle. But the whole entire Bearcat line was right there to stop that.
Yeah, the Bearcats have just been shutting down this Navigator offense. They haven't gotten – they're probably in the negative yards right now.
They could possibly be in negative yards since they did have 4-and-outs back-to-back.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd down and 15 yards still at the 15-yard line. They have almost an empty backfield with 1. So they're probably looking to throw that. But the Bearcat defense gets back to him, which I think that was number 40.
Jeremiah Higeman.
Jeremiah Hageman was there to get the tackle and keep it to 4th and 17th at the 15-yard line. So
See if we can get another good receive by
Trey,
Trey
but-
Rodriguez.
and
Just
let's-
without the penalty.
without that penalty.
Almost blocked.
That was almost blocked by Kill. Just a fair catch by Trey right there. So
Bearcats
Bearcat-
definitely in a very good spot right now.
very good spot there. So that will be they'll be at the Navigators' 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bearcats, which they've had 2 good series after that first series that kind of looked out to be good, but then kind of failed. So, as we said, Jacob Larson and Grant Kowalski will be kind of coming in and out. Since when I talked to Coach Cool today, he said he wasn't really sure on either who would start and who wouldn't start. So it's good to see them both getting in there, getting the reps. So it's number 14 in the backfield with which is actually that's 34, Alex Kemp, who Braden ended up pitching it a little kind of late, so Kemp really didn't have much room to run.
Yeah, it looks like Braden was going to go for a pass to someone else, but had some pressure right behind him, so he kind of just dropped it off to 34.
So it was a loss of 1 on the play, so it'll be a 2nd and 11 on the field now for the Bearcats. Kind of getting shuffled now around for the Bearcats.
Looks like we got Stroh back in there.
That's a good little design, little get the ball and go for Miller, which are utilizing his feet as we were saying earlier.
Yeah, it looks like they definitely learned from last game to use Braden on his feet.
And that will take us into the 2nd quarter here. Bearcats will just let that clock run right out. So it'll be 3rd and 5 at the start of the 2nd quarter. We'll be right back on BSN. Brought to you by First National.
Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry.
And we welcome you back here where the Bearcats are set to take over. Actually, start 3rd and 5 at their own 34-yard line at the start of the 2nd half here. Miller back in the shotgun looking for a pass. Nice little screen play there. Ball is dropped off to number 34, Alex Kemp. So it was a good for a 1st down. Bearcat 1st down now.
That was a nice catch by number 34, Alex Kemp. Kept it to himself, and he made a good play. Got a few good yards off of that.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Bearcats. Maybe looking to go to into the end zone there, but good nice run play right up the middle like that one would work, and even made utilizing Braden's speed there. So Braden's back, gets a snap, throws it right to number 11, but I think that'll be that was in and out of the hands of Jacob Larson.
Yep, they're going to count that as incomplete. Couldn't quite keep a hold onto that ball.
And that's the thing I was talking about earlier with Braden Miller and why he hasn't passed all that much. It's just he's kind of inconsistent with the ball. He'll have a great pass or two, but then he'll drop off, and you'll see something like that where it's in the dirt.
That's also a good kind of thing to point out why maybe Braden wasn't used a whole, like when Cannon went down last year, maybe that's why he wasn't thrown a whole lot. So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Another pass into the end zone for Stroh, but good defense there by number 19, Takei Goody, who just got his hand just up in there, right on the ball. So it was incomplete in the end zone. So it'll be now 3rd and 10 on the 20.
All right, I just want to give a quick little shout out to some guys that are watching. Kanan Rath and Jeff Ekstrom, your past play-by-play in color. I believe Kanan's over in the dorm somewhere watching here at UNK, and Jeff is actually in
Lincoln.
at UNL. So just quick shout out for those guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope we're not making you too mad.
Oh, we're probably making them so mad. So, quick little drop-off pass to Seth Stroh, which will go in for a touchdown. Good 3rd and 10 pass to Seth.
Another great combo with Seth Stroh and Braden Miller.
It's his 2nd touchdown of the game, 2nd of the half. So, as you were saying earlier, Colton, the chemistry between, or was that you, James?
Yeah, I said
that the chemistry between Braden and Seth is really tight there.
Yeah, we saw hints of it at the GI game, but I feel like they're really kind of capitalizing it on now.
So, snap is good. The kick is also good. So it is now 21-0. So, also another shout out to another BSN member who ran camera a few games, Brendan Roberts, who is watching with Cannon now. There's your shout out, boys. Also, if you'd like a shout out, tweet at KHS Media Pro for a shout out. Tell us where you're watching from tonight. We'll give you a shout out.
And Brendan Roberts is actually watching from Family Fresh on job. Sir, get back to work.
Get back to work.
You got food to bag.
So, as usual, back deep for the kickoff for the Navigators. Number 30, Matt Coplin. Number 10, Davis Francis. So Gabe Hines is back deep, or not really back deep, but off to the left there to kick the ball off.
So far, Gabe Hines has done 2 really great kickoffs. Send it right to the end zone, which starts them. We got another little shout out to Wyatt Stevens, who's also watching us, a friend of Zachary's.
On the job, too.
Man, you guys got to get back to work.
Kickoff is deep into the end zone, as usual, for Gabe Hines. So the Navigators will take over at the 20. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Navigators. Maybe they'll get a better series there. Couldn't think of it. Lost the train of thought there.
I have to disagree with you, Zach. Our defense has just been clicking this whole game, and we've just been stoning them this whole time.
This is very true. So that is the freshman also. Maybe it's also been kind of seen that he is making a few of those errors. So snap is good. Fake handoff is, and then the pass to number 81, Ty Scott, who that is the first time I think, or the second time I've seen a pass thrown to him tonight. So it is incomplete. Would have been a first down for them.
And honestly, after he was so hyped up by Coach Cool, and what you told me actually, Zach,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he just dropped that. That was right in his hands.
Right in his hands.
He just dropped it.
It kind of looked like the pass to set. Well, I couldn't tell if it was deflected or not at the line or in the hands by the defender. But it kind of looked like the pass to Master that they had right about in the same area. Oh, and that was a good deflection by number 34, Alex Kemp, who wasn't even intended to start until a little about middle of the week when they thought maybe Miko could come back. Then Alex got the job. So that's good to see the upper lower classmen are getting in there to work on for next year.
Looks like the Bearcats are still doing a great job on defense, holding back. Oh.
That one was just quiet in front of him. Pass was intended for number 41, Sheldon Isom. So.
Yeah, Lincoln Star didn't gain a single yard that game. They're still 4th and 10.
4th and 10. Should that just be another common thing for the Navigators? Another fourth and out.
Do you guys feel like a running clock is coming? I feel like it is.
I feel like second half running clock. That
was a real close one.
I think Kale did get a hand on it because that one did kind of take a sharp left there.
It looked like he didn't quite get it, but I feel like whoever was kicking it saw him coming
number 81
and just
Ty.
kind of freaked out a little bit.
So Ty Scott, I bet come second half he's gonna be gassed into the third quarter, start of the fourth, because I really haven't seen him come off the field because he plays both ways.
Yeah, he starts both offense and defense.
So I feel like that's another thing the Bearcats have for them, that we have the whole variety of the wide receivers and the running backs for Coach Cool to use there.
Yeah, and another thing with that is for our offense and defensive line, we have a very solid core this year, and it's not just Lee Harrington like it was last year. Lee
That's
basically
correct.
carried our offensive and defensive line last year.
Yes, it was. And that will probably be a false start on the Bearcats, so 5-yard penalty.
Yep.
So
They have
Yeah.
been doing pretty good on penalties. They only had one in that first quarter, but pulling out a second here in the second quarter.
and
I guess
one a quarter isn't that bad.
If we keep it to 1 quarter, I think that's definitely an improvement from last week.
If it's like 5 from 5 tonight, that will be a huge improvement from what I've heard at the game. So now Braden will try to gain back those 5 yards and just get stuffed right at the line. So it'll be probably a negative gain there.
Yeah, it looks like the Lincoln Stars defense is kind of getting used to Braden taking that ball for himself and are getting ready for that.
Yeah, it worked. Things like that work for about a quarter or so.
Especially
then-
if you use it over and over again like that.
Like we've been using it over and over. So 2nd and 15 at the 50-yard line now. So Bearcats will try to look to maybe get that first down here now. Clean snap to Braden. Little screen to Alex Kemp, which worked pretty good last time. And it looks like he may just get around the corner. But that looks like number 15, Reimer Luke, just caught him. So Kemp doesn't have, as you were saying earlier, Colton doesn't have that Miko speed, but he has some speed.
That was actually a really good catch by Kemp. Braden threw it a little over his head, and he still jumped up and grabbed that and still made that great play.
Yeah, what you're saying there is Braden, he's not the best passer. He threw it when Kemp wasn't ready, when Kemp wasn't looking. It was over his head. Somehow he hauled it in, makes an awesome read, and gets down the field.
Yeah, as long as we have some receivers who can still capitalize on those passes, I think we'll be fine.
That's Trey Rodriguez in motion now. Oh, and a kind of a and it was a fumble on the play, and it does not look like any of the Bearcats were down there jumping on it.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be a star ball.
Oh, I think they're calling him down before.
Oh, sounds like Trey somehow got in there real fast. From up here, we just saw Lincoln Star players all over that ball.
It was all white. No Bearcats there.
I guess Trey was able to kind of wiggle in there. He's
not a
big guy.
big guy,
which
but he's kind of
seemed
small.
to play to his advantage right there.
There's Master now in motion to the left of Braden. So Braden will take it himself. But it was probably, if you would have pitched it off to Kemp there, I think it would probably maybe gone worse, maybe a little better. But it is now 3rd and goal from probably about the 8.5 yard line there. So let's see what what kind of play Coach Cool is bringing out there.
I feel like they're going to try to get that to Stroh. I feel like that would be
They have
what they're going to go for.
They have put Stroh out there all by himself.
And that's exactly what they try, but flag is thrown down.
So false start on the Bearcats. So right as we start mentioning how good they've improved on the flags. So
might be kind of going back to their old ways a little bit.
just maybe. So It'll be 5 yards back at the 3rd and 13 now.
We definitely see them trying to throw that ball a little more to Stroh and to Kemp. It's been working most of the time.
But as you saw there, they were still going even after the whistle blew. But that pass, it was too low, and the defender just swatted it right out of the air.
I think he jumped, but it didn't look like he needed to jump because it was an easily intercepted ball.
Yeah.
And same play, looking right to Stroh.
Yep.
Back in the corner.
Ooh, I think Stroh caught it, but
from up here it looked like he
Yep,
got it,
he got
and they
it.
call it a touchdown for the Bearcats.
it's another thing. Braden threw it a little overhead to Stroh, but Stroh's lanky. He went back, got his hands up, caught that, and he did a good job staying in.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, James, even if Braden isn't the best passer in the world, if he has enough talent around him, that makes our team
It
good.
makes up for it.
Yeah, we definitely got some good receivers this year.
And so that play kind of looked like one from last year with Cannon to Isaiah Stolberg. And the extra point is good.
It's also good, like, knowing that we won't have to rely just on Miko's speed. We have other people we can rely on, like Stroh, to
That was
really
also a good
capitalize
point.
on the ball.
So there's 8 minutes left in the second quarter before halftime. Here, Bearcats are up 28-0 with Gabe Hines. It's been pretty consistent so
Yeah.
far. I know.
He's done a good job getting that into the end zone.
And it was also, so I'm like you said, it's been pretty consistent getting in the end zone. I'm gonna bet on it goes through the end zone.
Probably.
So
It also looks like we're getting our computer set up here to get some people some shout outs. So if you want a shout out, please tweet us at KHS Media Pro and we'll shout you out.
the KHS is all uppercase for those shout outs there. The normal people back for the Navigators is number 10 Dennis Francis and number 30 Matt Coplin.
But Navigators haven't really got to use them at all since Gabe,
It
like
really-
we shows, just
really
kicks it right to the end
really
zone.
hasn't been useful back for him.
Might as well just not throw anyone back there. Just, he's going to kick it in the end zone anyways.
But as some ironically will go, they don't put any back there. Gabe will kick it short, and they'll just bounce and sit at the one, and all the Bearcats will be there for him. So per usual, Navigators are at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Still haven't really been able to shine on offense. They've been stopped pretty well by the Bearcats defense. Looks like we got a substitution. 81 is coming out for 44. Sorry, 44 is coming in for 81.
He did look kind of gassed, had the hands on the hip. So some clock things going on here from the refs. So LeChuck with the snap, and we'll just keep it. And it looks like
fumble,
and a fumble,
maybe?
but I bet he will be down before.
If not, Bearcats have the ball, but
That
looks
was-
like they're going to count him down.
And that was Corbin Foster there. That if it was a fumble, would have got it.
Yeah, quarterback just try to keep it up and try to run it, pull a Braden, but Bearcats were there to stop him immediately.
And that was Jeremiah Hagenin who was there to stop that. So LeChuck is back, who's also a freshman. We'll pitch it off to
Number 30, I believe.
Matt Coplin.
Matt Coplin. First time he's probably got the ball today. So it is now 3rd and 10 still for the Navigators.
Bearcats still haven't gave them any room to run.
No room.
They've done a great job on covering their people and getting to that ball immediately.
And it's a definitely improvement from last week's Grand Island game.
100% improvement.
They've already got 28 more points than last week.
Yeah.
Navigators are still sitting at 0 points on the season. So Chuck was looking to go deep, but is met by number 50 or 59, Josh Warner, who is a transfer from Grand Island, is a junior. So it is 4th down. Trey Rodriguez back deep. Ty Scott will be back there to punt it away. But he does kind of seem a little slower than at the beginning of the game. The snap looks good. Trey will receive it about the 49, but will be taken down. They're going to call him down at the 47-yard line. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats now.
See if we can get some more pass plays. I feel like they need to really get those down. If Braden can be just a little bit more accurate, then we'll probably get that catch every single time.
Absolutely. So now Braden is back in the shotgun formation. Two wide receivers out to each side. Looks right. So his tipped pass was intended for number 14. Justin Snyder was out there.
But it was just hit by one of the star defenders.
I didn't see. It was someone on the line. Probably maybe 81,
Yeah,
76.
I feel like it was probably 81.
76. I'll flip my paper over here. That is Isaiah Donaldson. Number 81, Ty Scott. Nice pass right up the middle to number 9.
That was a good job by Braden. He got that ball and immediately he knew where that receiver was going to be. Great by both of them. The receiver was right where he was supposed to be, and Braden got that ball straight to him.
This Bearcat team is the exact opposite of what we saw last week versus Grand Island. Our offense is clicking and our defense is clicking, and we're up 28-0 because of that.
Yeah, I feel like the coaches really pushed them hard during practice this week, especially after last week's heartbreaking defeat.
I feel also it's a little chip on their shoulder after last week because it's just different. You're facing when the Bearcats are facing Grand Island, and Braden will go get around the corner and go all the way for a Bearcat touchdown. So,
like we were saying, Braden good on his feet. He keeps showing it over and over and over again.
But there is a flag on the play. We'll have to wait and see what that is. As the referees are coming to confer about what the flag was.
Yeah, it looks like the flag was thrown pretty late.
Maybe an excessive celebration.
Or maybe block in the back, something.
Referee has come out of their little meeting. We'll see what he's calling here. Is unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, on the Bearcats. But touchdown is good. So the penalty will be added on to the end. Added on to the kickoff. So Gabe will come out to kick the field goal again to try to put the Bearcats up 35-0 at half. So I'm saying this is when the JV and reserve come in after at halftime. Maybe fourth quarter.
Gabe's done a really good job with these field goals too.
So as the referees are now getting into position now. Field goal is good.
Looks like it could have almost been blocked, but Gage
blocked.
got that away.
And if our defense can hold here, we will have a running clock in the second half.
Which would be huge for Bearcats. It means time keeps going no matter what, pretty much.
So right now, if we're in the third quarter, time would keep going. But it's also gets the players out at a decent time. Everybody else aren't here super late, like
A little
the
sleep.
4-hour rain delay from last year.
That was a good time, though.
We had our executive producer, Robert Goff, run home, go get some donuts, some drinks. And we just sat
We
up in the
here
booth.
for a good about
Good-
2 hours.
Good hour.
Fun times.
Fun times.
All crammed into this small little booth.
All in this tiny little booth but we are now spread out this year for this game at least with
Yeah.
our cameras
This
are
is
on.
actually our first game with our multi-camera setup, isn't it?
This is true.
And football, anyways. We do have it for basketball.
So it looks like Gabe will be kicking off from the 25-yard line with that unsportsmanlike conduct.
Think he'll still get it in that end zone?
He'll nah, I'm going to say this is when the Navigators will actually get to return it. So, and looks like he will be taken down a little closer to the 27-yard line. Luke Reimer was the one that was able to pick up the ball and run with it.
So far, better start than any of the other times they've had the ball.
One of the things that Coach Cool said was the key to the game was to be consistent on special teams, and that's exactly where our special teams have been. Every field goal that we've had, every kickoff that we've had, has just been phenomenal.
And this one you can't really count because of what happened on that touchdown play.
Even with the penalty, we
Even
still
with
did really good.
Looks like that pitch was just a little low, but quarterback still got it off and got it up past, like,
To number 15.
yeah.
Reimer Luke was the one that was able to get that picked up. So I have been saying it wrong / right.
Luke Reimer.
It is Luke Reimer. I put it wrong in on my sheet. So as Gavin LeChuck sets to get the snap, number 81 Ty Scott rolls out to his left. As 15 Luke Reimer comes up from tight end and gets back with him.
A quick score update from the Kearney Catholic Aurora game. Aurora is up 20-7 in the second quarter.
So, as usual,
and
3rd
Aurora.
and 7 for the Navigators there.
So far, doing better than what they have been for the last few possessions.
Snap. And then that's a muff. It looked like a bad throw. He was getting rushed by the Bearcat defense
He had
there.
a lot of pressures. He had 3 big guys coming straight at him.
Another scoring update for you. Omaha Burke, the number 2 ranked team in Class A, leads number 5 Millard West 14-7 with 5:35 remaining in the second quarter.
Thank you, Colton, for that update. So, as usual, the Gators are back to punting. Trey calls fair catch on that one. They're going to say he caught it at the 35-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. With 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second quarter.
The Navigators have seemed to be inching their way forward just a little bit each time on offense. Started around not getting any yards to 1 yard. To that, they got about like 3 or 4, I'd say. So maybe next time we'll see a first down, and maybe they'll get a touchdown.
Let's hope so. Just kidding. I feel like I might have got. That was a kind of looked like a reverse, but kind of in badly for the Bearcats. It will be a definite loss for the Bearcats. That was
Say
Alex Kemp.
Probably lost, let's say 4 or 5.
And, you know, there is pros and cons to running the ball a lot like we have been doing. One, since the Navigators are a smaller team, we wear them down more, and then we can get up the middle more and score more points. But a downside is they start to figure out what you're doing and can wrap you up in the backfield like they just did.
Yeah, we've kind of been doing the same thing over and over again, so Navigators kind of getting the hang of that.
So also a quarterback change there. Colin Murray comes in for Braden Miller. Makes a nice pass to number 9, Jackson Miller, who's also a sophomore with Colin Murray there. Junior. So it'll be 3rd and 9 from the 36-yard line for the Bearcats now. Kind of a little deeper than they're used to. Getting those short field advantages with those small punts by the Navigators there. Murray's pass is tipped but still caught. I think they'll give him the first down here.
Good
To
catch by
Trey.
Rodriguez.
And that will be a first down by the Bearcats now. That was Luke Reimers on the tackle there.
Yeah, and just a reminder, if you want to shout out, hit us up at KHS Media Pro. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're watching for, and we'll give you a nice shout out.
There's a flag on the play. So I'm gonna put some money on it that it is gonna be a false start on the Bearcats, which it is. So it is now 1st and 15 from the 40.
Bearcats started off good with not getting too many penalties, but kind of fallen back into their old ways, getting penalties.
That is correct, James. Murray looking to pass, gets pushed out of the pocket on his feet, throws down to, his intended target was
Number 11, looks like.
number 11, Jacob Larson, senior.
Yeah, I feel like practice is definitely going to be working towards not getting any more penalties.
I did see sometimes, a little video on YouTube the other day when I was kind of just scrolling around. This coach does so they clap. The quarterbacks are like doing counts and then they clap. And if someone's off beat, they do 5 push-ups since it's a 5-yard penalty.
You watch too much YouTube.
I do. So that's Rodriguez in motion. Murray looks to throw. That was actually Jackson Miller in motion. Pass was to Rodriguez, which just too short. So that'll be a 3rd and 15.
And like James and I were saying earlier, just the consistency of passing just needs to be better for both Miller and Murray. But then again, we're up 35-0.
Yeah,
So
which is why Murray is in here. Trying to get a little more experience for him.
So Miller in motion again. Handoff to Kemp, who will run and almost get to the 50-yard line, but is tackled short. Probably would have got that if it was still, if we hadn't got that false start. So it brings up 4th and 7 for the Bearcats. So Miller will come out and punt the ball. Back deep, looks like number 15, Luke Reimers.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing some good things from Kemp. With Miko out, and just in case he ever does go out again, we know we got a decent running back who can take over.
So Braden's punt is a little bit better than that last punt we saw from him. But the
looks like
catch
it's
is
dropped.
muffed,
And
but it looks like
Bearcat ball.
it's a Bearcat football there.
Looks like number 40.
Number 40, Jeremiah Hagenen, comes up with the ball.
Great reaction. Just went right out of the hands of the Navigators.
And a quick scoring update for you. Number 1 in Class C, Aurora, makes it 26-7 against Kearney Catholic.
So thank you, Colton, for those updates on the score.
Yep, and we will continue to keep you guys updated on scores from around the state.
Bearcats kind of rushing to get out there. The snap was a little messed up, but that was a good little, just kind of faked him out there. It was Alex Kemp on the catch there, number 34. That was, him and Larson kind of crisscrossed there. Both defenders dropped off Kemp and went to Larson there.
It was a great read by Murray.
So it is now first and goal from the 9-yard line for the Bearcats.
With a minute left in the third quarter.
Ball is pitched off to
Second
Kemp,
quarter, sorry.
who will get the touchdown for the Bearcats. That is his first touchdown of the game. As much as he's been setting up the Bearcats for those touchdowns, it's good to see him finally get one of those.
Murray definitely showing that he's definitely a viable quarterback.
For sure. Even, I know some people had their doubts with him, but can't judge a book until you see it.
Just like last year when Cannon went down, Braden definitely proved himself to be a decent quarterback.
And the kick is good by Gabe Hines, as consistent as Coach Cool wanted it to be. So it is now 42-0 before halftime with 52 seconds left. So Colton, what have you, or either of you, what have you seen that the Bearcats have just constantly be breaking down on the Navigators side?
Just domination all over the field. Offense, defense, special teams, everything. We've been all over them, up in their face, and we're just owning them right now, 42-0.
Yeah, the Navigators' defense hasn't gotten, offense hasn't gotten anywhere. The Kearney High defense has definitely been showing themselves. They showed up, and they're taking it home with them.
Alrighty, thank you guys for those little analogies that you've been seeing for the game. So the typical people back for the Navigators are there. It's Francis and Copland.
Another scoring update for you. Grand Island is tied with Lincoln High School 14-14 with 1:41 left in the half.
Thank you. So I bet probably Gabe is probably going to put this one through the end zone. Stay consistent. And it does go into the end zone.
Every kick so far, end zone, except for the one where they had the penalty. But still, he got pretty close to end zone on that one, too.
Yes, he did. That he was caught at probably about the 10, you'd say, on that one.
It was like the 15, I think.
15.
15-ish.
The 12.
12? 12. Okay. Oh, and look who we got in the studio. We got our main man, Cannon Rath, coming over from his dorm at UNK.
So we'll have a quick interview with Cannon at halftime for you. See how he's been doing with the UNK broadcasting. That was a good defensive play there by Jeremiah Hagenin to get the sack and bring the Navigators to a 2nd and 12 position.
And if you don't know, Cannon Rath, who was color last year, does broadcasting for all the Lopers games. So if you ever want to hear his nice voice again, go hit up those Lopers games.
And they played last night, won 45-0, which Bearcats, if they keep this up, they're going to beat the Lopers just by scoreboard-wise. That was Luke Reimer, who came in motion and then was brought down by number 2, Corbin Foster.
That was a great job by Corbin Foster. He didn't just hit him and let him go. He wrapped around, which is important for defense.
And that will take us to halftime. We will be right back with your halftime update, kind of some stats, interview with Cannon Rath. This has been BSN, brought to you by First National Bank.
Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry.
What practical application does that have to my life?
We welcome you back here to Foster Field. This is BSN brought to you by First National Bank. I am Colton Hallbeck here with Zach Warnkin and Cannon Rath. Cannon, how are you?
I'm doing great, Colton. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Can't complain. So Bearcats have been dominating 42-0. What are some key takeaways that you guys have seen?
Personally, I've been watching the game out of my dorm room back in Randall, which is literally right over there. So, I mean, I can't see it from my room, but I can watch it on my laptop. And I thought the Bearcats are doing great offensively. You know, Seth Stroh, he's been doing good. I know last season he had the broken arm, but this year, you just see him going down there. I've only saw one of his play. I didn't really watch much of the game, but that one catch Stroh had when he was downfield, he just showed off his speed, and bam, he was in the end zone for 6.
So, also,
I thought the Bearcats' defense has been doing great so far. It's a 42-0 shutout. I know last week the Bearcats got shut out 45-0 by the Islanders, but it looks like this week is that week, you know, that time when you want to come back and just be like, I'm not going to do it. It's revenge week, and so far Kearney has showed on their defensive aspect.
all right. So we've talked about the game a little bit. How have you been since you started your college broadcasting career yesterday here at Foster Field?
Yesterday was the first game of the season. It was UNK versus Missouri Southern. Great. Before the game, I was kind of doing a little mentor of the pregame show that Austin Jacobson and Evan Jones, those are the two main guys. That's the Jeff and Ken of UNK right now. And I watched in their pregame show yesterday to see like what it's going to be like. I thought it was a great pregame show. It was an hour long, and they still had too much to talk about, so they had to cut it short. But like their pregame shows took forever. And then when we came up, we're on the concourse. We didn't get a booth, unfortunately. News Channel Nebraska took over it, so we had to go in the concourse like we did last year for the Grand Island game, the first game. But it was fun. It was more of like the first half. I kind of was quiet the whole time. Just let them do their own thing because I don't know the players that well from UNK.
Yeah.
I mean, I did research, but I was like so used to my mind be like, oh wait, Isaiah Stolber oh no, that's the wrong team. It's like in my mind I saw those Kearney players in my mind, and it was just kind of hard at first. But the second half I got introduced. They introduced me, so the second half I got to talk about like my experience here with Kearney High and the Stride program, what I've done, and like why I went to UNK and what I'm looking forward to at UNK. So it's been fun so far. Professor Ford, he is basically the Mr. Goff at the UNK broadcasting program, has done a great job so far, and I've enjoyed my time so far with the with the Lopers. With the Lopers Network.
He's also doing PA tonight.
As you know, Ford does everything. He loves to be on the mic. PA for soccer last year, and then I didn't know he was doing the PA tonight until I got to the game and I heard his voice. I'm like, oh hey, that's Ford doing the PA, doing what he loves to do.
And we have a quick shout out for Alec Rome, who's been liking all our tweets and is watching us right now.
If you guys, Alec
That
Rome,
is.
Omaha Central, former play-by-play for the Omaha Central Eagles. He's at UNL with former voice of the Bearcats, Jeff Ekstrom. Those two are good buddies, and they've done great so far. They called a soccer game last week together, their first ever collegiate careers. Jeff, I believe, did the Kansas-Oregon, and I believe Alec did the Nebraska-Kansas game. But they did a great job. So special shout out to the boys up in Lincoln, but from a couple other former Stride broadcasters like myself.
We had the opportunity when we went to state basketball last year to meet Alec and let him kind of do like a color sit-in with us at the state basketball. So it was a really good opportunity to actually like see him and see what he has to offer and what all the attributes he's give to Omaha Central and now UNL with Jeff, the two of their talents, I think UNL is set for a few years.
Yeah, Alex has done a great job. My very first ever experience with Alec was at the state soccer game. It was Creighton Prep and Kearney my junior year. I sat in, Jeff and Alex just went at it, and I'm like, this kid's a great broadcaster. And then that's when Jeff kind of told me more about him, like how he is. And then through this last year, my senior year, I followed Alec throughout the whole year, and I thought he did a great job for the Eagles.
So, is there anything else you've been like really seeing through the Bearcats, through the obviously the Navigators really haven't got anything started.
As I said earlier, it's kind of that they want that game from last week. That was a blowout for them. This week they want to show in the defense. Coach Cool has done a great job with the Bearcats offensively and defensively. I haven't seen much. When I was walking, I did hear Colin Murray's name, so I haven't seen him come in the game, but it sounds like he's been in the game. It sounds like he's been doing a good job so far. I did see Braden Miller early and on, but Kearney's offense is doing great, and Coach Cool's getting that defense set back.
And Murray really hasn't been in the game. He came in that little drive they had to score, that Kemp touchdown. That was the last time Miller came in, or Miller was the first time he was on the bench for him. So,
well, Cannon, thanks for joining us here. It's been a pleasure, and we're going to take a quick break. This is BSN, brought to you by First National Bank.
And we welcome you back here on BSN, brought to you by First National Bank. Cannon, a few last words you want to say?
Like I said, I might have been on the mic for the first time yesterday for the Lopers, but I'm doing my first ever game. It's going to be September 15th against Emporio State. It's a 2 p.m. Central kickoff. It is homecoming for the Lopers. That'll be my first broadcast. I'll be doing it alongside with sophomore Jacob Roth, who is also my RA. And that will be on 91.1 KLPR, the student. It's also basically the student radio. So catch me on the mic for my first ever. I believe I'm going to do the play-by-play. So for my first ever collegiate broadcast myself instead of doing a third color. So it's going to be a great experience for me.
Alrighty, thank you, Cannon. So now, a few stats for the Bearcats. Seth has 2 touchdowns. Seth Stroh, number 90, has 2 touchdowns. Red Miller has 2 touchdowns. And then Alex Kemp has 1. And then otherwise, it's just been dominance by the Bearcats. So,
Yeah, like
What
you're
have-
saying, there's just nothing to really talk about except how the Bearcats have just owned Lincoln this whole game.
also, the West Side Warriors are taking on, I think, the Stegman. Not for sure. Or no, Stegman takes it right up the middle, and they're up 17-0 with 8 minutes and 52 seconds left in the third. Also at halftime, Arapahoe leads Elm Creek 24-6. And also at halftime, Omaha North is up 49-8.
Yeah, and just another reminder, if you guys want to shout out, hit us up at KHS Media Pro, and we'll give you a shout out. Just tell us where you're from and who you're watching for.
Also, that's a good time that Lisa Pierce is watching. Shout out to you, Lisa.
Just another thing, the Navigators' defense, not offense, hasn't gotten much at all this game. I think yards-wise, I feel like they might be negative, actually.
Also, another scoring update: Nebraska City 6, Wahoo 42 at halftime. So as you kind of see around the state, everybody's just either it's a close game or it's just a blowout. West Side, Omaha North, and also at the end of the first half, Perkins is up 6, or has 8, and Southwest has 6.
And our thoughts go out to Brent Leonard's kid from Southeast who actually broke his leg about 20 minutes ago in their game.
Thoughts are with him.
Always
hopefully.
a hard time breaking your leg, especially in football.
Especially when you're
Probably means you're not going to be playing for the rest of the year.
especially when you're a high school athlete.
Yeah.
Trying to get colleges to look at you.
So you guys think we're going to see some JV players second half or just fourth quarter?
I think our starters will get 1 or 2 drives, but then we're going to put the sophomores in because it's already a running clock. Even if they score, it's still a running clock. You know?
Yeah.
Unless they score twice, and then it goes back to regular clock.
Shut up, Zach.
So, also a shout out to a former BSN member who is at reserve training, Sean Carson, or Cameraman Carson, as a lot of us referred to him as. So there's about a minute left in halftime before we're going to get this kickoff. We'll take a short, quick break, and we'll bring you back for the kickoff of second. This is BSN, brought to you by First National Bank.
Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry.
We welcome you back here to Foster Field. This is BSN, brought to you by First National Bank, member FDIC.
We're starting off with kickoff. Gabe Hines getting ready to punt that down the field. Probably going to get it in the end zone like normal.
I've also noticed the Navigators are kind of back, but
Short little squib kick, it's muffed.
Drops it. Oh,
that is number 10, Dennis Francis. Ball is taken out. Looks like Bearcats knocked him out at the 29-yard line. So that's where the Navigators will take over. It'll be 1st and 10.
yeah, that's something they need to capitalize when they get the ball from the receive. They got to get down the field because otherwise they're not going to be able to.
Well, the chain crew looks like they're having kind of a little mix-up here. Or the refs said he went out here but didn't go out there. Looks like they're getting that situated.
What do you guys think the
There's
Navigators got to do to? Oh,
There was a flag on the play on the Navigators.
looks like we didn't see that.
It was a personal foul, so
Going to be moving back to their normal position. They start off.
our normal
Going back
position.
to what James said, I think that the Navigators just need to get some consistency. They've just been all over the place. They've been sloppy, and they're getting penalties now.
Yeah,
It's-
they need
it's
to
just
get
a
by
mess.
this Kearney defense. They've always been there just to stop them right away.
Yeah.
Freshman fakes it. Gets
And-
the pass out to number 81, Scott.
Who we haven't seen much from this game
Ty
at all.
Scott.
So looks like they're going to be pulling them out of the bag and showing them they're here. There's also another thing they haven't done much is throw the ball.
I've also seen a few people warming up on the sideline. Alex Shaw and Preston Pearson are warming up on the sideline.
Oh,
Oh, looks like this might be a touchdown.
number 15,
And
Luke
it
Reimer.
is.
He found a hole and got the corner
Got
and all
kinda-
the way.
Kind of looked like a Miko play.
Just about.
Just didn't have the speed
just
that
not as
Miko does.
fast.
And that's going to be the first Navigator touchdown of the day.
There's speed,
We-
and then there's the Miko speed.
We have the Navigators coaching up here in the booth next to us, and they're all celebrating first touchdown up for the season for the Navigators. Looking for a field goal for the extra point here. That is number 46.
It's good.
Hayden, I think it's Guster, who is a senior. So now, this is haven't seen the Bearcats getting kicked off to since the start of the game. So this will be a kind of a new territory for the Bearcats at least in this game.
Yeah, the last time they received the ball was at the beginning.
And number 15, Luke Reimer, who just ran it back for the touchdown. We've been hearing his name all night. He's just been very consistent. He's basically made up all their plays tonight.
Pretty much. So the Bearcats are now back deep. That'll be Kale Master and Trey Rodriguez. Rodriguez kind of deeper than Master there.
And we've seen Trey Rodriguez do some pretty good returns.
He's had a few, one of his best probably.
Sadly, it was thrown away
called
with
back.
a penalty.
So now that Master,
Scoring update, Aurora, their quarterback, has 5 touchdown passes in the first half. The Huskies lead Kearney Catholic 40-14.
thank you, Colton, for those updates constantly. That's what we like. I know some of the viewers at home kind of like listening.
Oh, looks like they're going back quite a bit.
So I think there
I
was,
think there was a flag. I believe it was
flag?
false start.
because I saw the kind of head ref down there in the end zone kind of looked like he was doing the false start. And I didn't
Yeah.
know if he was like signaling like clock needed to run or
Yeah, I just saw this ref over here do the little
the false
false
start.
start.
We've
hand
seen that quite a
gesture.
bit.
Those shoes are orange.
Very, very orange. Looks like it's
So-
going to be Trey Rodriguez.
We'll bring it out. Looks like he was received at the 10. Come up the left side. Finds a hole, but is taken out of bounds.
Another great return by Trey. It looked like when he got that ball, he stumbled just a little bit, but he definitely made up for that. Definitely did not let that affect him at all.
It'll be at the 40. The Bearcats will have the ball at the 43-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. And that clock is also running because of Bearcats being up 35 points. A little pitch out to Kemp, which doesn't really go anywhere, but I think it went backwards.
Yeah, definitely a loss on that play. Probably, say, a yard or two.
Going back to what we were talking about in the first quarter, if you do one thing long enough, it does two things. It wears the other team down, but it also makes you predictable. And that's just what we saw, and we got wrapped up for a loss.
It actually looks like it's about a loss of, say, 5.
So I think that's still Colin Murray in there, but he makes up for that, and that is going to go all the way. I think that is number 31, Sam Ingberg, with the catch.
That was a great throw by.
So as we were saying earlier, Braden does have some of those passes that are on target, or that was actually Murray that threw it. So maybe that's why Cool put him in there to get maybe some more passing instead of running a whole lot.
Yeah, Murray definitely seems to be more of a passing-oriented quarterback.
That is for sure.
Looks like he's got a great arm. Throws that ball pretty fast.
Braden with the hold for Gabe. His kick is good. So the Bearcats are now up 49-7. I think we're going to push the most points scored in a game from last year. I don't know if it was like a school record, but I know it wasn't. But we'll definitely maybe exceed more points than we did last year.
What was it last year?
Fingers crossed.
I want to say it was right around the 40s.
I thought it was like
don't
56.
That sounds right. So Bearcats are close there.
Yeah, last year was a long time ago. It was about a year ago.
About a year ago.
Last year was amazing.
Definitely a good year for the Bearcats. And not only just football, but in pretty much every sport. We either got runner-up
I
or
think
state titles in most.
Most of the sports we had were runner-ups.
Yeah, we got runner-up in football, wrestling, but we also got the state
State
for
duels.
And then we also got state title in soccer.
Soccer.
So I believe we were the first out of Nebraska not in the metro area to get state title.
Yes. And also we overcame the first round of facing prep. Had a tough first and second round of state soccer. So shout out to Coach Steinbrück for getting his players that state title.
It was not a good year for the Storm last year. The Storm,
We're just not going to talk about that one.
they'll be better this year.
Hopefully. Gabe Hines with his kick, but kind of stops midway, so I think I don't know if he thought a referee blew his whistle or something.
Getting a flag.
Oh, delay of game. So it'll be pushed back 5 yards. I think Gabe realized that time was kind of ticking down. Maybe 1 or 2 seconds by the time where he got to 4, he slowed down and realized it was just going to be a flag anyway. So now this one will probably go to about the 15-yard line.
Oh,
And you
yep.
put that one into the end zone.
That was a great kick by Gabe.
Showing his leg power he has.
He's been showing that leg all day. He's been bragging with it. Or we could say he's been boasting with it. It's a little bit of English lingo that I've learned.
Cannon of a leg.
Oh.
Well, that should make Coach Cool happy. One of his main points was to be consistent on special teams, and that's what we've just done all day.
Yeah. We've made every single one of our PATs, and it's just been
I did notice Gabe was the
great.
first one off the bus and the first one on the field to start practicing those kicks.
Yeah. Last week, not scoring any points probably took its toll on him and the rest of the offense.
Definitely came back with a little bit of a revenge in the air.
A little bit.
That was handoff from Lechek to, I think, number 15, Luke Reimers, who was just right up the middle.
Yeah, we've definitely seen the Navigators these last two possessions really upping their offensive play.
So it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Navigators. Looks like a little equipment failure here. Helmet probably came unsnapped or won't stay snapped.
Looks like they might be getting a little used to that Bearcat defense, so.
As Ty Scott in motion to the left. That was a nice quick little, it was supposed to be, it would have been a good, Bearcats kind of sniffed that one out. It was
Yes.
going to be a good option, but
That was a great read by Seth Stroh.
Yeah, he was
just
right
saw
there.
what the quarterback was doing, got in there, and wrapped him up.
that triple option trying to come into effect. Handoff right up the middle to Luke Reimers gets a pretty good.
Flag on the field.
So most of that will be coming back because of an unsportsmanlike conduct probably on the Gators. Looks like a cramp. Yep. It's just probably cramping up.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed that we came into this game thinking 81 was going to be the star player for the Navigators, but I think it's been shown that it's number 15.
Number 15, Luke Reimers.
I think Zach overhyped number 81 for us.
Yeah, I
He
blame
was,
that all
he was
on
telling
Zach.
me about how good he was going to be all day since third block.
Yeah, Zach, get better with your play-by-play skills.
Come on,
man.
Zach. You're supposed to do your research.
I did my offense. I did some of my research, but
Clearly, you didn't do enough.
did not do enough.
Shame on you,
All right,
Zach.
yeah, looks like it was just a little bit of cramp. He's walking it off.
We'll probably see him
Probably,
back.
yeah.
1 or 2 plays, we'll see him back.
Just get a little breather, relax that leg a little bit.
You ever get a cramp in hockey, Zach?
I do not.
I do, and I just tough through it.
See, I don't play hockey.
See, that's the difference between us. Hockey's just tougher.
I don't play hockey, so I don't have that problem.
So,
See, I bowl.
bowler. That'd make Jeff and Sean happy.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're running out of things to talk about.
At least we're not talking about tubas.
Hey, that is, yeah.
Or little Mini Cooper.
Little Mini Cooper spinning around in circles. So, deep pass play. Thrown right over. 2 guys down on the field for the Navigators cramping up. Looks like the quarterback, number 5, Gavin Luchuk. And I think
I believe is number 10.
number 10.
A quick shout out to Mr. Baronic. They've
number
been
10.
asking for a shout out, but they lost their service.
Dennis Francis.
Thank you, Mr. Bronick, for watching. If you don't know, coach of the
Boys
Boys
basketball team
basketball
making
team.
it to state.
great coach. Great guy in general.
So
Yep, and it was number 10, limping off the field.
I think
Just looks like it's to be some cramping. It's hot outside, so
I know I've also heard for some people they didn't know if the fresh Gavin would start because it looks like it is his ankle again. So it
it's definitely
cools off
Our
a little
producer said it's 77 ounce, so it's definitely cooling off a little bit.
And now they'll bring in Rick Jensen. He's a
The
senior,
senior.
number 7.
And once again, I am Zach Workin, your play-by-play with Colton Holovec on color and James Lee.
We also got our producer, Wyatt. He's doing a great job. First time here in the studio. Glad to have you.
And my boy Phil up top.
Phil up top.
Managing all the cameras.
So, a little drop-off pass to the outside. Bearcats will meet him at about the 26-yard line for just a whole bunch of Bearcats there to take down the Navigator. I think on camera we have Allie Myers, Robert Goff kind of managing them, our executive producer, Jordan Parsek, and Stephanie. And kind of quick handoff there, probably to Luke. Just went right up the middle. Or
again, Bearcats just right there to stop him almost every time. Forcing that 4th down. Looks like the punt team is coming out.
Ty does kind of look gassed out there as playing both ways. The old gridiron style. 8-man football. His punts definitely have been kind of shorter.
Oh, flag is down on the field.
So probably a block in the back. So the ball will be placed at the 31-yard line until the flag. We'll see what the flag is, see which way it goes. So sideline flag. So I'm guessing someone was probably standing in the little white line they have run around.
Yeah, and that's going to be on the Bearcats too.
So now we'll see what Coach Cool has in his little playbook. I don't know.
I don't think it's that little, Zach.
It's not that little.
It's probably.
It's probably.
It's probably a big playbook. Yeah.
Our executive producer saying it's a pretty big playbook. So now Miller.
Hurry up offense.
Yeah, I'd hate
That's
to
actually
carry that in
Murray.
my backpack.
That's actually Murray. So they got 6. They had 6 seconds to get it off. Good little running there by Kemp, who just get stopped there. Actually, number 42, Gabe Gilsdorf, with the carry. So, Navigators. There was also a holding call on the play.
That would be against Kearney. 2 big penalties back to back.
And
Still having problems with those penalty calls.
see, this is what we talked about before the game. This is what we don't need to do. You know, it's not even 4th quarter yet, and we're getting sloppy. We need to clean this up if we want to keep this lead and keep dominating this Lincoln Navigators team.
Yeah, it's been like working on things one by one. We've definitely seen that they've gotten better with keeping that ball to the Bearcats. They haven't thrown any interceptions, which is a huge step up from that last game against Grand Island. Now we just got to work on those penalties.
So it is now 1st and 26. Looks like they'll hand it off to
I believe that was number 30.
number 38, Will Richter. So gets them back close to that first, where they were intended to start. So now it is now 2nd and 14. 5 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Bearcats are up 49-7. Pass goes right to number 18. Alec Sandstedt.
Quick shout out here to Coach Shermer and Drake Baronic. And McCook is leading 21-14.
Alrighty, thank you for the update and the shout outs.
Yeah, it was a great play. Last 18 was a good hustle. It was a little bit ahead of him, but he picked up that speed and got straight to that ball.
So Murray rolls out to his left. Nice little drop pass to number, I think, 21. Caden Runger?
31.
31.
We are just not
Sam
doing, we're
Ingberg.
not doing very good with numbers today.
I've also noticed their jerseys are now kind of scrunching together, so the numbers are looking a little different.
Or maybe we just got to go back to second grade math class.
Second grade math
I think
class.
that's what it is.
Go to the eye
Get them not
doctor.
that too. Get some
I mean,
binoculars out.
Zach's already got glasses.
I already
He's
got
probably need to get some better
glasses.
ones.
Yeah.
So Murray under the center will pitch out to
38. And I'm about 90% sure that is the right number.
Will Richter. So, last year the PA announcer, since they do double up on some of the jerseys, got credited for a touchdown that wasn't even his. So,
Another quick scoring update for you. Fremont High leads Omaha Byron 23-7 at halftime.
and West Side is up 31-0 over Papillion La Vista at the end of the third quarter. Little run play there by the Bearcats, which gained a few, maybe a yard.
And Gothenburg is also leading Kozad 21-0.
Yeah, that was a good job by the Navigator defense. Just a big group of them just went right after that Bearcat. Definitely seeing better playing by the Navigators here in the second half.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 45-yard line for the Bearcats. Murray under center. Little fake handoff. Dump pass was intended for number 42, Gabe Gilsdorf, which goes right over the head and hands of Gabe. So the Bearcats will be forced to punt. Miller, run it. Miller should be going back out there to get that punt off. Unless Cool is planning on going for it. Or they'll actually have.
Parker Brush is back to kick.
So they really have been put in the backups here. Flag is on the play. Probably another delay of game. Yep, by the Bearcats. At 25 clock, the 25-second clock is kind of hurting the Bearcats here.
Yeah,
That'll be another thing they'll have to work on at practice.
it looked like they were having a little confusion on the play. I saw Coach Cool kind of like getting a little mad at the Bearcats for not getting in the right positions.
So Brush will try to put it deep into the Navigators' territory.
I think that's the best punt we've seen tonight.
Yeah, that was actually
He's
a
calling
really
it off,
good
and the
play.
Bearcats, if they would have just chased the ball, probably would have had him down on the inside of the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it was a great punt by Parker. Most of Braden's punts have been kind of going out.
Off to the sides.
Yeah,
But
that was a really good punt right down the middle.
we haven't needed to seen Braden punt so far lately. We've seen him punt maybe twice.
Yeah, because we haven't needed to.
Haven't needed to.
So that just shows the Navigators are getting a little better on the offense and defense-wise.
And a huge shout out to our rowdy section out there tonight. Even though this game is a huge blowout, 49-7 in the third quarter, they're still here. They're still yelling. They're still out here supporting.
Still doing their thing. The Bearcats will take a timeout here. We'll take one right alongside with them. There's 56 seconds left in the third quarter. This is BSN brought to you by First National Bank.
Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry.
going to jump.
Alrighty, and we welcome you back here at Foster Field, where we have 55 seconds now left. This is BSN brought to you by First National Bank.
Well, looks like we got a flag on the
False
field.
start.
Most likely false start. I feel like that's actually going to be on the Navigators.
That will be on the Navigators.
Trying to get that ball off really fast, try to get a few plays, but it looks like they went a little too fast.
Quick scoring update for you. Lincoln High School just missed a crucial point after touchdown, and Grand Island leads 21-20.
That is a very close game over. Is that in Grand Island or Lincoln?
I think it's in Lincoln.
In Lincoln? Alrighty. Thank you, Colton. That'd be nice to see Grand Island win all their games, boost our points system up.
Yes.
So now both running backs kind of spread out from still the senior Jensen.
Looks like
Interception.
that looks like interception.
Jackson
by-
Miller.
So
Yeah, that was a great interception.
Great read.
Navigators try to get it to that receiver, but Bearcat number 9 just got right up in his face and stole that ball.
So now the Bearcats will take over at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10.
Looking to put another.
So they'll also finish the third quarter. So it will be 49-7 with the Bearcats ball on the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. We'll take a short break and come back. This has been BSN with First National Bank.
Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry.
We welcome you back here to Foster Field. This is BSN brought to you by First National Bank.
So the Bearcats pitch it off. Murray pitches it off to number 29, Cole Rowe, who is a sophomore, getting his first varsity experience here tonight. So
Man, that just shows you how bad I am with numbers. I was about to say number 26, not 29.
and you said I need my eyes checked.
Which is a little
Sucks to
tired.
be old, doesn't it, James?
What are you talking about? I'm not that much older than you.
So that's why you two go fight that out in the back. We'll get back to the action here. Murray under the center here. Hands it off, but is fumbled.
Yeah, that just went right out of his
Looks like
hands.
Lincoln got it.
So
Yeah, Navigators hopped on that quite fast.
there's also one of those sophomore early on, only second play he was in. But those are fixable moments.
Don't know if it was Murray just didn't hand it off right, or if number 29 just didn't get that great of a hold on the ball.
So Bearcats are now going to flip to defense, where the Navigators will take over at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. That running clock is still going. Hopefully the Bearcats defense can hold them off here. Handoff right up the middle. Doesn't really go anywhere. Maybe a gain of a yard. But Bearcat defense right there holding them off.
Yeah, the Navigator really tried to get a few extra inches, but wasn't quite able to go anywhere with about like 10 Bearcat defenders on top of him.
Also, tweet at us. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll give you a shout out.
Lincoln East just beat Lincoln Northeast 28-7.
That is a big rivalry game between the two of those teams. Little dump off pass to number 81, Ty Scott. And that was, I think,
Number 6, I want to say? Yep, number 6.
number 6. Jaden Ingen just getting his shoelace, pulling it, takes the feet out, just barely gets the feet out from underneath him. It's a big guy to stop moving. So Navigators will get at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. So rolls out, and another interception for the Bearcats. I think that was, I believe, was Jackson Miller again.
You know, there might be a reason that the freshman is starting over the senior. The seniors had 2 interceptions. He's only been playing for 1 quarter.
That's Miller's 2nd interception of the night.
This is kind of just about, this whole 4th quarter has just been about giving away the ball.
It's
First,
like
the Navigators throw an interception.
They didn't want it.
And then we fumble the ball.
We didn't
and then
want
they
it.
throw another interception. It'd be kind of funny if we dropped the ball again for a fumble.
I don't think it'd be that funny.
I mean,
It wouldn't be funny.
probably not, but
That kind of describes the Tri-City Storm season last year.
Yeah.
They were really good at the beginning, and then some trades came through, and
Larson got hurt.
goaltender got hurt. Murray pitches it off to number 20, to Cole, or number
That's
26.
Miguel Molina.
Miguel Molina, another sophomore. Miguel used to play hockey too, and then football came around, and so it was good to see all them underclassmen getting in there, getting some reps. I think that's number 41. Bronson Amid is behind.
He just found a great
Murray.
hole right there. That offensive line made a perfect little pocket for him just to like run straight through.
So Murray comes back with the play call from Coach Brandon Cool. Huddle breaks, and 2 wide out, 2 in the backfield. Murray snaps it, kind of fakes that little handoff there, and then hands it off.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of funny seeing number 76, Isaiah Donaldson, taking down that little sophomore there.
Yeah, that was about like the 3rd time they've done that in a row, so I figured they were just.
It's like me versus you, Zach.
Miguel Molina is 5'5", and Isaiah does not say how tall he is, but I'm easily 6 foot. So
I mean, he's a big
You are.
guy, so.
I am 6 foot.
I thought so.
Zach is actually 4 feet, if you didn't know.
Ooh,
Right
that
to
was
the
I
hands.
just went.
right in and out of the hands there.
But then again,
Even if
that's what you expect from sophomores coming in, and you know,
Yeah.
doesn't really matter.
Just,
So I didn't even realize that was 4th down.
oh, was it?
It was. Oh,
So they went for it on 4th down.
I don't think it's gonna
Didn't
make much of
quite
a
make it.
difference.
It didn't make much of a difference either. So
Yeah, I feel like Coach Cool just wants to get that offense as much experience as possible.
I think he just wants to run the clock out.
That too.
now the senior in there, Jensen,
Oh.
and false start. That's kind of been kind of a common thing between both teams this game. False start.
Yeah, it's only their 2nd game. It's probably still a little jittery. Haven't quite gotten the hang of things yet, so just jumping a little early.
Quite a
things
few.
like that.
Quite a few sophomores are getting in there now. So, good to see them getting in those varsity reps there. So, goes right up the middle. Bearcats line was right there. So,
Score update for you: Aurora is leading Kearney Catholic 40-21 to open the 3rd quarter.
I know one of the juniors I want to see get in there, Drennan Cool. I think we need to see Mr. Drennan Cool out there soon. I believe he is number 4 is who we'd be watching to go in. Oh,
Oh,
and a
fumble.
fumble again.
Look at that. Someone just came right by him, just popped it right out of his arms. I believe Bearcats recovered that. Yep.
So the Bearcats will take over at the 46-yard line.
Again, story of this fourth quarter, just
I
giving
don't,
the ball
I
away.
don't think anybody's gone like towards their
Really?
own zone
Yeah.
past the 30.
I feel like maybe a team has gotten like one first down, that's it, and then they
Then fumble, throw it
throw an
away,
interception.
fourth down.
I feel like that's just going to be this whole fourth quarter. They're sophomores, freshmen, so they're pretty inexperienced when it comes to like this kind of thing. So
Speak of Drennan Cool, I just see
Did you
him.
see it? Oh,
there he
there he
is. That short little guy.
we actually have him for our third block class.
Out there blocking that other kind of smaller dude. Number
Looked like they're
29.
about to throw hands.
Number 29 for them.
I'm actually surprised it wasn't a face
Jeremiah
mask call.
Ritchie.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like the
both their hands were
navigator
up there.
navigator defender grabbed the face mask. Kind of surprised that wasn't a call.
Drennan is 5'7", so he is just 3 inches taller than, actually 2 inches taller than Miguel.
Oh, looks like another flag.
Encroachment, probably. Possibly encroachment on the Navigators.
Man, Zach, I've never heard you use such a big word before.
Encroachment. Try spelling that one.
Do you
Don't
even-
ask Cadet.
Do you even know
I
what that
cannot
means,
spell
Zach?
it.
Yes, I do.
What does it mean?
I
They're
actually
lined
don't.
up, and the defense jumps, and it hits the other guy, and it makes us jump off sides.
Very good, Zach.
Hey, the more you know, right?
Dude,
The more
Zach
you
knows
know.
a word.
And Murray runs it up the outside. Oh, and the that looks like that is a full sophomore lineup.
Yeah, we got a completely
That is,
different group
I
of
think,
kids out
Preston Pearson. Yes, it is in there at quarterback.
No, it's still Murray.
That was 19.
That's 16.
That is 16. So that is Murray.
It's okay, bud.
there. Again, we're not good with numbers.
Not good with
as we've
numbers.
learned.
But it does seem like Cool's changing people out every play.
That might be Shaw in there. Yep, that's Alex Shaw at quarterback, number 13.
So good to see all of them the underclassmen getting in there, getting reps. Molina gets the outside, but can't get any more yards.
Yeah, that was great by the defenders. They kind of just pushed him out right into another defender.
So I think Cool has these two sophomore and junior lines, or
Kind of just
not lines, offenses.
kind of switching out every
Just kind of
every
switching out.
play.
So what I'm thinking they're doing is,
Oh,
will he
Molina.
get around? And just taken down short. We'll get the first down. So
Looks like we're not going to see another turnover. Maybe
no,
I just
maybe
jinxed
a,
it.
Bear- maybe
We'll
a
never know.
Bearcat touchdown. Hopefully we'll see that.
Shut up, James.
Colton's giving me a really, really dirty look.
Shut up, James.
Also, you do know the game's over when you see the Rowdies getting a run,
Yeah.
running in front of the bleachers.
Always a good sight, just seeing them run straight down, getting ready to storm that field.
So
Looks like we're just shy of getting that touchdown.
just shy.
And that was number 27 carrying that ball.
So now the junior, we'll call him, the junior offense is out there.
It's going to be a hand off to number 29, it looks like.
Almost gets in there.
Just short. Got wrapped up by about 3
Couple players
defenders.
slow to get up. But also, this has to be wearing down the Navigators' defense there. They're getting that offense getting in and out every play. And now you have, I think a flag was thrown. Might have gone into space.
Oh, it's going to be a timeout by Northstar.
Get that offense a break.
And I think we'll take another
We'll
quick
take one
break.
right along with them.
This is BSN, brought to you by First National Bank.
Life is already full of things to worry about. Like mornings. With First National free checking, we've eliminated the worry.
We welcome you back to Foster Field. This is BSN, brought to you by First National Bank.
Alrighty, and we welcome you as Colton brings us back here. Oh, good spin move by McLeana there.
He got out of that first, but
Came back, ran the wrong way,
Tried to reverse field.
reversed the
couldn't
field.
quite get out of that second defender's way. He's going to
But-
bring him back a few yards.
We're in the last 30 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
It's just basically all academic here.
Yep.
There's not much else.
Probably the Bearcats just trying to get one more point in, one more touchdown in.
One more touchdown in the 14 seconds we got.
Maybe. Are they going to call timeout?
They might just
No,
run down the clock.
I think they're just,
or
yep. And
looks
that's,
like that's
the
gonna be game.
game. 49-7. Bearcats win their home opener here at Foster Field. We'll take a short break, get our unofficial stats together, and we'll have those post-game stats for you. This is BSN, brought to you by First National Bank.
We welcome you back to Foster Field. This is BSN, brought to you by First National Bank. I'm Colin Hallbeck, along here with Philip and Wyatt. Guys, what did you think about the game?
I thought it was a really strong game coming back from that loss at Grand Island. 49-7 looks like a good score. Get the Bearcats back on their feet from that devastating loss against their rivals.
I think this game looks like a great outlook for the rest of the season for the Bearcats here. I am personally new to Kearney, and seeing that the devastating loss we had last week at Grand Island, coming back to 49-7 versus Northstar from Lincoln. I feel like the Bearcats have a strong season ahead of them here.
Yeah, definitely. We kind of just dominated them the whole game tonight, and it was pretty sad to watch going into that fourth quarter.
Yeah, once they hit those 4 touchdowns up in the first quarter, the game was pretty much just set in stone.
Yeah. If you guys, what's one thing the Bearcats did well, and what's one thing they can do better for next week?
I thought they did a great job at during the first 2 quarters keeping away those penalties. Unlike last game, they had quite a few, and they really stuck to their roots and kept those away.
I could definitely tell that near the end of the game, they started kind of getting loose in there, kind of getting a little bit cocky, which I mean, you're kind of entitled to a little bit of that here if you're beating 49-7. But you kind of need to keep it steady, keep it going together, and make sure that you're keeping that game clean.
It was good to see some of Kearney High's core players coming out. Seth Stroh really showing up to play today, and Braden Miller really coming back and bringing the Bearcats together, leading the team.
So you guys are both new this year, right, to this BSN?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys think about it?
I think it's great. I think we do a great job, especially this year with the multiple camera setup. Can get some really nice shots, and it just looks really nice.
Definitely. I think it's a great way to reach our alumni and people that can't really come to the game and see them there. But if you don't want to face the crowds, tune into BSN on Friday nights.
Yep. And this has been BSN, brought to you by First National Bank, member FDIC.